So recently I gave a little talk on mindset and change, and I feel like that relates to me the most. And the reason I say that is because in order for someone to constantly be striving for success, perfection, and all that,
right,
you have to have that mindset to be able to do that. Now, it's easy to just say you have to have that mindset to do that.
Right.
But it actually, so I'm going to talk a little bit of the medical side of this.
Yeah, of course.
Equation, right. So I have a little bit of background in medicine. I used to be a physician. And with that knowledge, I've kind of put together this slide deck, which I like presenting at conferences to talk to shop owners about mindset.
Right.
And so there's a part of your brain that is called the reticular activating system that actually focuses and hones in on what your mind is thinking on all the time.
Right.
So if you, Lucas, don't want to go to the gym ever and going to the gym is just not your thing,
right,
you will keep training your mind to make sure that gym is just not your thing. Right? Now, it's not until you have a breakthrough,
right,
which few people have, and they're far and few in between just to get a breakthrough. It's
right,
not until you're going to have a breakthrough that you're going to be able to change that mindset.
Right.
And what you're having to do is train your reticular activating system to tell that part of your brain that it is a positive activity that I want to continue doing because it is something that's important for me. And there's like this whole 5-step process I talk about with having vision and so on and so on and so on. But just to summarize here, change is something that's very easy for me. Like I've
right,
changed, 4 careers in my life and drastic changes in career. From,
yeah, definitely.
Physician to law enforcement, police officer, and shop owner, and now Techmetrics. So,
one of the things that I've always really appreciated about you guys, PJ has always been a great contact to help with this. But shop owners in need, right? Like y'all have really stepped up in a big way anytime a shop owner's really in need, right?
Yes.
They can't have shop management softwares and they don't have enough money to pay their bills. Mm-hmm. I have literally watched Techmetric change some people's lives, right? Put them in a software, get them enough information to where they can use it, whatever it takes, and then get them to where they're set up to pay and the whole 9 yards in a big way. That's huge. I mean, like I'm not just saying this. I have watched it take a shop owner that was on the verge of losing everything and take him from $9,000 a month to $70,000 and $80,000 a month just because he has data to look at and he can understand it. And it was not going to happen without you doing that.
So I also know a lot of shop owners that have struggled or are struggling. And what I would say is this. We make a shop management system. It's a tool in your arsenal to help you run your business.
Right.
But unless that shop owner is willing and wanting to change and look at a better life, there's nothing that our software is going to be able to help them do that.
Exactly.
Right? So if they're willing to change, first of all, recognizing that they're wanting to change.
Yes.
And if they're willing to do that, we will help them through that way, right? So as far as a shop management system goes, absolutely no problem. We'll help those shop owners.
Right.
But it requires more than just a shop management system.
Yes.
So there are a lot of great coaching companies out there that help shop owners like this, and we're partners with a bunch of them. And so, we have gone to great length to try and make sure that if we can help them on the shop management side, can they possibly help on the coaching side or vice versa? And we see that, right? Like we've seen shop owners go from virtually nothing, going bankrupt almost, to making 6 figures a month.
I was there. It takes a little bit of drive. It takes deciding I don't want to be here anymore.
You had that breakthrough, right? You had that change happen through you. So that's something you have to recognize that you're.
How do I make it work for a gym though?
Okay. When you say a gym, just
like I want to be able to want to go to the gym, not go to the gym, but at least work out or not eat the cheesecake.
So you have to have that vision. What are you trying to accomplish? Do you see a version of David at the beach with a 6-pack?
Wrong kind of 6-pack. I get that. I'm there.
You're there,
I'm
right?
there.
So you see David,
I
right?
I see the thin David, yes.
The
healthy David.
I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 43.
fantastic for 43.
Thank you.
I look like I'm 60, and I'm not 60. So we're not that far away from each other age-wise. And I'm watching, I told you this, I'm watching something on YouTube, and it was like, it was TV stars from like the 70s and 80s, like Cheers and Welcome Back Carter, and just shows like that, right? And what they looked like then and what they look like now. And a whole bunch of them died in their late 40s, early 50s from heart issues, heart attack, cancer, just a lot of it preventable. Just like things that you could say, I probably shouldn't have eaten that last cheeseburger. Just things like that, right? And it hit me. Like all of a sudden hit me. Like just watching this, I think I was sick too. Pretty sure with COVID, second time. And I'm like, I'm not that far away from this. Yeah. Like I'm like really close to that. I'm gonna die soon age, unexpectedly. Mm-hmm. Not from the car crushing me, which I'm okay with. It's the heart attack or the stroke that then, leaves you incapacitated. That's what I'm really scared of. Mm-hmm. I've got my father-in-law living with us. He's 60, I can't remember his age, 66 maybe. Mm-hmm. He looks like he's 90. Mm-hmm. Can't walk, mm-hmm. Can't function. Mm-hmm. Daily life is a struggle for him. Entirely preventable. There were a series of choices that he made in his 30s and 40s, because when you're 20, you do what you want. But I'm saying like 30s and 40s and 50s, but 30s to 40s, that age range where that dictated the next 20, 25, 30 years of his life and ruined what could have been another 20 years of healthy, happy, active lifestyle. And it turned into this glob of a human being that cannot function for himself because of just terrible choices. And I look at myself and I'm going, I'm there already. I'm making these choices every single day. I really want that cheesecake because it looks fantastic. So it's not even I want the six pack. I could care less about necessarily what I look like. It's more I want to see my grandkids. Does that make sense?
Sure. So let's start with there. I'm going to walk
this. This is fantastic. Yeah. This was totally worth it. Go.
So you have this vision of an older version of David, healthy, able,
functional,
yeah. Able to see his looks the age, right?
Yeah.
So we have two different types of age. We have the physical age, and then we actually have the age that our body and our cells and everything are at, actually.
Right.
So we have this vision of David at this, what David looks like and feels like and is at this certain age, right? So that's our vision. The next thing we have to do is